Welcome to Fun Fresh Footy with Pete and Ash. Welcome back to Fun Fresh Footy with Pete and Ash, the podcast with terrible tips and great yarns. How are we this afternoon, Petey?
Look, I'm not too bad.
That's a lie.
A bit under the weather, honestly.
You don't need to lie to me.
Certainly not a picture of health at the moment for like so many different reasons, but I'm doing it. I'm here. The weather's shit. Fucking. But I'm inside, so that's nice.
Thank fuck we're inside because it's a kind of a day outside.
How are you? You're looking a lot nicer than me.
I feel like you on the inside. I feel like ever since we had our yarn about self-discovery last week, it's just sort of slowly fading out of me.
Maybe that's like maybe that's like how it goes. Like you got to go. Maybe this is just discovering ourselves, and what we're discovering is not great. And we've just got to like get through this shit stuff.
Well, isn't it like an age-old saying that like it's got to get worse before it gets better?
Yeah.
And I just keep asking myself, how much worse is it going to get? How much worse? For those who are playing along at home, and if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button for starters. But if I can just allude you to Peter's fucking face, she has one of the camera. She has one of the greatest black eyes I've ever seen. Do you want to like let the people know how that happened? Because it's a giggle.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll just go through what happened in my week.
Yeah, go on.
In general. I'll go through Saturday when it happened anyway. I went down to Sydney and versed East for the wildfires. Yeah. Which we won, which was incredible. That's the first time we've beaten East, so that was really very exciting. But I was
Were they Marges?
They weren't too bad. They were like a lot of like, I don't know. It was all right. I was like, I don't mind the lip, but it was like interesting. It was just like, it got a bit monotonous because they just kept every scrum. They'd just be like, Hunter's going to knock it on, Hunter's going to knock it on, Hunter's going to knock it on. They just yelled that like the entire game. And, you know, the amount of times they knocked it on compared to us was they just knocked it on so many more times. So
East.
I feel like they got in their own head a little bit.
Yeah. They chanted it that much that they like, what is it when you picture something called visual?
Manifested
it.
That's it. But I was so crook then. I'm still crook, but don't worry, I've been rat tested out the arse. I don't have COVID. I'm just
I wasn't even concerned about that.
Super flued up. Anyways, I was down there. I was like fucking popping all these cold and flus, like cough lollies right before I ran on. Had the nasal spray before I ran out. And I just don't know. At the end of that game, I don't know if I've ever been that rooted in a game of footy. Like I was like struggling to get back up standing after each tackle. Like I was just doing it, but I was like so fucked. Anyways, like when the sort of hooter went and we won, like it was like my body just realised it could finally like stop working, and I felt like off my head. Hey, like I felt like
the cold and flus were like, hello.
Yeah, they're like the cold and flus and like the exhaustion. I don't know what was going on, but I literally felt like I was high, and I was like, and then I felt like I didn't feel emotional at all, but I felt like tears were about to come.
I was about to say, I feel like crying now.
Yeah, it felt like tears were about to start coming out of my eyes. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I feel
you've got this concoction in your belly that's trying to get you better, plus you've just absolutely tin-fruited yourself.
Oh, honestly, I was so cooked. Anyway, obviously the best thing for that is to jump in a car straight back to Maitland and go and play another game of footy for the Greens.
So from one end of the earth to the other.
Yes. So we went out there, played in that game. Me and Kate came and joined the Greens, but we did not get the win. And yeah, a girl from Maitland was like kind of making a break. She was running, and then one of our girls missed her. So then Gabby Loads, another friend of the show, and I both came in from either side of her to try and tackle her, and we both went at the exact same height and just fucking headbutted each other around the back of her. Both just like on the ground.
Does she have a battle scar from you?
So it was the back of her head and the front of my head somehow. Yeah.
Oh, it's
not
guys.
Great.
I'm staring at it. It's fantastic.
It's so ugly. In saying that, it was funny because you know how like wind back a few weeks, and we were saying maybe if I wear white headgear, I'll start folding cunts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that, but I have randomly been tackling low ever since I've worn it.
Maybe it's like peace of mind or something. And
I
it's
have
like,
no idea, but I have made so many more tackles than I ever have in my rugby career before this.
and you have
they've
normally been known for up around the
high
jacket.
tackle. Yeah, 100%. I've just been making like so many legs tackles.
I'm proud of you.
Like, and I'm just like, what has happened?
Don't you go doing a Jared Croker and dislocate your shoulder or something?
Don't
now.
say that. Touch wood. Oh my God. Anyways, yeah, I've been tackling low, which is actually probably the reason that I headbutted with Gabby, because she also tackles low. Like, if I had have just tackled with my usual grabby arms, I would have missed Gabby's head altogether. She might have collected my knee or something, which also wouldn't have been good for her, but I wouldn't have a black eye.
I'm just thinking, in the grand scheme of things, maybe this is your body. It's a bit of karma. You're not listening to your body, and your head's gone straight for her head, and it's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I was sick 3 hours ago. Why am I
forced me to
now
play
in
one
Maitland?
game.
God's country, Maitland.
Yeah.
Why am I there playing on a fucking bindy patch with sprinklers that are still in the field? Why? I bet you. Actually, allude me to this. What field did you play on at Maitland?
We were on the main field.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
And you know what? It was soggy as fuck, so...
What was Saturday? What was I doing? Was I at work?
Yeah, you're at work. You were on your last night shift that night.
Was it like wet and cold?
Yeah. It wasn't raining. It started to rain a little bit when we first got there, but then it was like wet and cold, but kind of not when I was playing. It was actually hot in Sydney when we played the first game.
Ugh.
But that was the other thing, we were on a synthetic pitch, and because now I'm apparently enjoy making legs tackles, which I never have done before, I'm getting like grazes all over my knees from the ground. That never happened when I tackled people high, because you normally land on top of them. Anyway, so we've got all these grazes, which I'm like now
nursing.
desperately trying to make sure they don't get infected, because
We all know what happens.
anyone that's played on a fucking synthetic pitch, oh
Perch.
my God, a perch, pitch, fucking pooch. It gets infected so easy. And this morning I woke up and I've got these like bandage things on them that are supposed to be breathable, but they're like sticky. And there was like stuff oozing through the stuff. And I was like sending videos to my sister like, is this normal?
Did you ever see the graze turned infection turned giant scar on my leg from Gibbs Oval once?
Yeah.
So I am also not a legs tackler. Actually, I don't even think I was tackling. I just grabbed onto some, what's the red team? Waratah, where I live. A Waratah girl's jersey, and she dragged me along for the ride of my life. And I had like the biggest grass burn of my life on my, like the front of my shin. Wrapped it up, went back on. I think friend of the show, Annabelle Layton, came over the following day and she's like, you know what'll fix that? A dip in the baths. It didn't. It fucking stung like a bitch. It was horrible. And then for the next like 3 days, I could hardly walk on it. Like my partner at the time was like putting this powder thing on it to dry it up, and like I couldn't even walk at work. I'm like, this is fucked. Went to the doctors and she looked at it and she was like, whoa, that's infected. You need a tetanus shot.
Yeah, so I'm like desperately trying to avoid that happening. But also like I didn't get, because we had to duck straight to Maitland, like I didn't have a shower after the synthetic pitch game. So I've gone all the way to Maitland, not strapped these cuts up, and then played on Maitland's field. So got home and like scrubbed them and betadine them, and then they got stuck to my sheets that night. So now I've got these sticky things on them that are...
What does it feel like? Like what is, like without me sounding super dumb, what's the like what is synthetic grass? Like
It's like fake grass, like
does it hurt to get tackled on, or?
It's, you know, the feeling you get and the burns and grazes you get is very similar to carpet burn.
Oh God, I'm just thinking of like, you're probably not going to even know what I'm talking about, but in my parents' pool, they've got like synthetic grass where the pool beds are, and that's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, it'd be a bit like that.
Fuck that.
It's quite, yeah, it's not too bad, but like that's the other thing too. Like the next day I was so sore because you get really, like it's like harder than grass. So when you get it, like you don't notice in the game, it feels fine in the game, but like when you're getting tackled and like tackling people and whatever, landing on this stuff, it's like you back and all that just gets a bit jarred up because
I was
really
going to say
hard.
the next day the body would be going, oh, where's the Panadol?
Yeah, and that's why I did not make it to Country Champs training on Sunday. Sorry about it.
Sorry, Country Champs.
There was just no way.
I also didn't make it to Country Champs training and I probably never will.
But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all that's been happening. I've been just so sick. I feel like I can't hear properly out of either of my ears at the moment.
So we think Peter might have a middle ear infection.
Yeah, it feels like in my right ear, it's a bit of a middle ear infection.
Have you had one before?
No, I don't know if I've ever had a proper ear infection, to be honest. But
well, I have.
Yeah, enlighten me.
I got it in Bali. From swimming in the pool, and it wasn't until I got home and like 3 of us all had ear infections, and we saw on the review for this hotel we're staying at, it was like, don't put your head under the water because like everyone was getting all these infections, and it was like, oh, beauty. But yeah, it was painful and as I said to you, you probably need eardrops. But if you're like full up, Dr. Ashley over here, it could be because you're full up.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't, I don't know if it's like full infection yet or anything like that, but like it's just getting ridiculous. Like I've been so blocked up, and that's just what's not going away. Normally I feel like it's like a day or 2 or 3 days or whatever, you feel real blocked up, but it's like every morning I wake up and I'm like, fucking...
Is the throat sore still?
No, or when I wake up, yes, because I'm clearly breathing through my mouth because I can't breathe through my nose. But like past an hour after waking up, it's not. But yeah, it started out with a real sore throat. Now I'm super blocked up, and I'm pretty sure I'm keeping the fucking tissue factories and departments in business at the minute.
Look, thank you for that, because we need those factories to continue to run, because for someone with a beak the size of mine, I'm always need tissues near. Now, I want to talk about this cold, because I like messaged you yesterday. Well, actually, I thought I was having hay fever the other night. I couldn't stop sneezing and my eyes were like fucked. Anyway, I went to bed, woke up, and I kept sneezing in the runny nose. And I thought, this happens sometimes. My body tricks me into think I'm having hay fever, but then I get a cold. And I'm trying to think back to the super cold a couple of months ago. Can't remember. No surprise there. Woke up this morning with the sore throat, and I thought, oh, here we fucking go. And you said to me, I hope I didn't give it to you. And I thought, well, I don't know how you would have given it to me to begin with. It's not like we're huggers or we fucking share anything, but I don't know. Sorry, what I was going to say is when I got sick just before you got sick the last time, I'd had a bout of massive weekends, and then it's as soon as I'd said to myself, all right, pull your fucking head in, you little turd. You're going to stop being a little carry-on. We're going to get fit, healthy, fitty chicks 2022. Then I got sick. You've had 2 or 3 massive weekends.
Yes.
And we sat here last week and we said we're going to be accountable for our actions. We're going to stop pissing up.
Yes.
And now you're sick. Why does the universe reward us with head colds when we're trying to be good?
That's what gave me the shit so much, because I was like looking so forward to having this Sunday just be like, I'm not going to be sick. I'm going to fucking live, laugh, love. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And then just still feeling like trash. I mean, I still went out for brekkie and took the dog for a walk, and I went and had a swim at the bars, but...
So it kind of was a little bit wholesome.
It was very wholesome, but like it would have been better if I could breathe.
Yeah, especially when you're swimming. That's a main, it's a big one.
Yeah. I was like, I have to like... This has been my meals at home as well. Like I have to blow my nose like right before the meal... Also, I can taste it.
Oh, my God.
Because, like, I was cooking lunch today and I was making some toast to go with curried sausages. And I was, like, cooking the toast and I blew my nose mid-thing and I was like, oh, my God, that toast smells delicious while it's cooking. I couldn't even smell it before.
Oh, so the cold's actually, like, taking your senses from you.
Yeah, this happens every time I get a cold, though. As soon as I'm blocked up, it's like I can't smell or taste anything.
Well, I'm glad you can speak still.
Oh, thank God.
Now,
my job would be an issue otherwise.
Before we talk about colds for too much longer.
It's been a long time. Sorry, guys.
No, to be honest, I was also going to like put my 2 cents in and just say, if I'm getting sick when I have been on my live, laugh, love journey sort of for the last week, not drinking, training my tits off. I've been to the gym so much, loving it, getting obsessed with it.
Well done.
I have been, except I didn't go today, but it's also blowing a fucking gale outside. So.
It is.
And then I'm starting to feel sick, and I'm like, why does this happen?
Honestly, I feel like I
don't get it.
I feel like I used to just go on strings of weekends of going out, like every single weekend after footy and never sick. And then it's like, as soon as you just decide to be good and do something for yourself, it's like, nah.
Jokes.
You suck.
You suck, and I'm going to take 3 of your senses away.
Yeah, and you know what? It's going to last 4 weeks. This morning I set the alarm to go to the gym. I was like, oh, just get up and do it, because I'm like, am I making myself worse by just not getting enough exercise and things, or do I need to rest?
I think, look, I'm not a doctor, but I am the same as you, because I did the same today. I'm like, fuck, should I just go to the gym? And then I'm like, no, because if my body's already feeling like shit, am I going to feel more shit?
Yeah.
I think the same when I go to work. I'm like, do I need to rest, or should I go and smelt for 12 hours in the fucking 8 degrees? But anyway, do you know what might fix, other than, like, obviously the cold and flus aren't working, do you know what I think could potentially fix the common cold?
Tell me.
Look, it could be a Dr. V. And a little bit of natural energy. I know cold and flus are jam-packed with pseudoephedrine and fucking paracetamol.
Yeah, that's not natural energy.
I don't think it is.
That's meth energy.
That's meth energy. And we're not about supporting meth energy. Don't get me wrong, I love cold and flus, but I fucking love a brainstorm so much more.
Yeah, bloody oath.
And wild lingonberries, what's on yours?
Wild orange?
Wild orange? I didn't know there was a wild orange. I just thought there was plain Jane orange.
Domesticated oranges.
Little plain Jane orange that...
Look, botanical extracts, Damiana, Schisandra, and
better.
caffeine. You know what? Maybe we'll run the test tomorrow before I go to work. I've got a huge fucking day. I'll pump maybe a brainstorm.
Have a brainstorm. I had one last week before the show and felt fantastic after it. I haven't had one today, which is probably why I'm a bit on the decline.
It is a bit late at night, though.
As we prefaced it a few weeks ago, please do not have one like...
right before bed.
Well, don't have one maybe like after 2 o'clock.
Yeah, like the energy's great in them, and that's the thing.
Because I've been looking at, I don't know, this health pack. What?
Nothing. I was going to say, that's why I don't understand how people can go to the gym super late and then but I'll see them taking pre-workout and stuff. I just think, no.
Nope.
First of all, they should have been having a Dr. V, and second of all, that's too late at night.
Scrap and pre-workouts altogether. They stink, and put them in the bin. Have a Dr. V before you go if you're going to train in the morning, and just suck it up if you're training in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I trained the other afternoon after work. So what time did I get there? Like 6:30, and I was fucked by the time.
Not the afternoon.
Well, that's my afternoon. I was fucked by the time I got there. And then came home, cooked dinner, and it was like 8:30, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like dying. I was like, sorry, brah, I need to go to bed. Sorry, brah is my housemate.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to go to bed. Get into bed, and then I'm like wired awake. I'm like, why is my body playing tricks on me?
Bastards. It's like the endorphins from the exercise finally kick in. You're like, oh, thank God, I'm glad
like-
you're here now. I just had to push myself through an hour's workout with no energy.
After a big old day in the hot aluminium factory, it's like, thanks, guys. Great timing.
Yeah, God. How's the rest of your week been? What has been happening other than that? How's the dog?
Oh, yeah, my week. Look, I'll be honest. When we come on this, we do this show each and every week. I usually live through your week and weekends because I am pretty boring. I saw you last week. Then I've worked. Off the top of my dome, because this is no surprise to anyone, I didn't write anything down for this week. I can't really remember. I think work must have been all right. It was fucking cold. Will say that. It's getting very hard to get up in the mornings.
At least it would be still warm in the smell.
Look, the only good thing about my job is when it's like minus 400 degrees in the morning, you can go and stand next to a pot and warm up.
Yeah.
But once you're warm, you don't really cool back down.
Yeah.
But no, work was all right from what I remember. The dog is good. He's a cutie. He loves to chew. He loves to bite. And he's learned how to bark, which is fantastic.
Great.
So, but no, he's been at my house in Newey for the last couple of nights, and he's been getting on very well with my housemate's dog, Ocean.
Excellent.
The Frenchie. And yesterday she was kind of like not that keen on him and was just like, please just throw me the ball so she could ignore him. But now they're playing, and it's kind of cute how, like, you know, when like two dogs play, and like Ocean, because she's so much bigger, she'll just like throw herself on the ground and just like start fucking flapping her arms around, and then he'll just like come in and pretty much bite her face off. So
yeah, puppies like touch when they're playing is like not great, which is nice that older dogs don't get cranky at them for it because they've got sharp little teeth.
Oh, they're fucked. I cannot wait for them to fall out. Every time we're like pulling on a toy, I'm like, come on, rip out. So yeah, he's great. He's in his little cage at home, hopefully not causing too much of a ruckus.
Yeah, what a cutie. I need to meet him.
Well, we were going to move the studio there today, but we didn't. So another day.
Yeah.
I also got my hair done today, which was a nice little luxury for me.
Yes, new salon. How did it go?
Yeah, good. It was nice. All the chicks were really nice in there. They had massage chairs, as I said to you.
Yeah, that's
the
a
basins.
nice touch.
And like big open window overlooking this beautiful street of Georgetown. Watch the gale force winds blow past. But no, it was really good. Happy with the result. The head massages that they give you in the chair, when you're like getting your toner and shit put through, they are probably like up there with the greatest.
Yeah, they're excellent.
They're fantastic.
I don't know. I assume they learn that at hairdressing school, but they TAFE, yes. But they use the exact right amount of pressure.
It's fantastic. And this one went on for ages, and I was like,
oh, that's good. Was it the same person that did your hair that washed it? Oh, because sometimes I love when like they've got like an apprentice that has no other jobs to do and they just leave them. Like just when your hairdresser's busy and they're just like, hey, just massage her head until I'm ready to come back. And you're like, oh, God, yes,
stay there and just do it. No, it was fantastic. And as I said, little vibrating chairs, which were nice, except I'd also had 2 coffees and a glass of water while I was at the cafe. And like it was not, look, don't get me wrong, it was relaxing. But as it vibrated my bladder as I was sitting there, I was like, all right, I'm ready to like wrap this up.
Do you have the option for on or off with the massage chair?
I'm sure I could have asked for it off, but it was
Seems a bit petty though, doesn't it? It seems a bit like...
Yeah, I was... To be honest, I was enjoying it more than like it was irritating my bladder, but I thought if I'd had maybe a second glass of water, we could be in trouble here.
Yep.
But anyway, the bladder was evacuated. It was all good. Like, I didn't piss myself in the chair.
That's all you want.
But yeah, other than that, week, top notch. I've been journaling every day.
Well done. Maybe I need to start doing that. It gets really hard to like figure out gratefuls some days.
Oh, I don't write what I'm grateful for. I just pretty much like write things that I have done and how I feel about them. It's very like deep for me. Yeah. What else? Nothing. I am taking the dog to get his needles tomorrow. That's just how exciting my weeks are. Needles, journaling, and fucking massage chairs.
I mean, look, I've been at work, so that sounds more enjoyable.
I will be back at work eventually. I feel like probably all my exciting things happen at work and I
forget about them.
I forget about them and probably they're not worth mentioning on here from some of the... Anyway, let's move on because I feel like we're getting dribbly.
Better bring up some notable mentions.
All right. N and M.
Well, I'm going to just preface it by saying I went into my little spot where I keep my notes that say my notable mentions for the week, and they were all still last week's, meaning I hadn't put any in this week. So Kreb's going to take the reins on the notable mentions.
Yeah, look. We had a couple of signings for the Dolphins over the week.
Yes.
We had Ewan Atkins from the Warriors and Ryan Madison from Parramatta. Mm-hmm. So I think Ryan Madison was like the big one.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I saw it, obviously Instagram, but it was like, is that the big signing that they wanted?
Well,
I don't think it's the big signing.
I don't think it's like dropping panties or anything, but like he's probably bigger than the other signings they've got. I'm still just like so concerned. Like there's such a lack of backs.
And what will he play? Like he's normally like second row. Will he play lock or?
He used to play in the halves, didn't he?
I'm sure he grew up playing in the halves.
Yeah, but I don't think that he would be making the move back there.
Well, they got Sean O'Sullivan from Panthers. I have no idea who they've got in their 5'8" role. No one's like jumping up. They haven't got a fullback unless Who's the dude from the Titans? Asako. Unless he goes to fullback.
Yeah.
They potentially want Stephen Crichton.
Yeah. Look, I don't know.
I
think at least they're getting more and more players, and they're getting more and more players that we've heard of and that we care about. So
they've got no one from the Chooks, so that's all that I care about.
If they fucking take Chooks, I'll be off them.
Yeah, I just stay
Actually,
away from...
to be fair, I wouldn't be super shocked if I were the Dolphins, I'd be hunting Sam Verrills.
That was a yarn that I did hear, that he could potentially...
Have they talked about it? Because I haven't heard that, but like he would be a good target.
There was potential for him maybe going to the Dolphins or to Parramatta to replace...
Parramatta could use him too because they don't have Reed Marnie.
Where's he going?
Verrills is a great 9, but I mean with Cheese coming in, I guess there's not.
He'll take Rain. He'll take his spot. Unfortunately, love Sam Verrills, but...
The only problem with Sam Verrills too is his injury run's not helping him with anything.
Yeah, he likes... Well, I don't think he likes it, but the injuries like him.
Yeah, the injuries like him.
Another NRL one that I had, which we could discuss at length or at not length if you want, the Payne Haas saga.
Yeah.
So it came out that he wanted an immediate release from the Broncos. I don't know where he was going to go or how much he was asking for. This is already a great start. But then he put a post up on Instagram before the game, whoever they played last week, saying like,
I'm just here to do it. I'm going to do a job.
I'm just playing tonight. Let me play, and my managers will sort the rest out later. Got booed really badly.
Yeah.
At the game. Thoughts, comments, queries.
I think just like asking for immediate release is a bit fucking extra. Like,
yeah.
I don't know why the public...
Doesn't look good.
I don't know why the public needs to know about everything that happens and shit like that. Like, booing from the Broncos fans is like such bad form, especially because I heard it was happening like during the game. So and I'm like, do you think he's going to help your team win if you're booing him when he gets the ball?
I'm pretty sure like the first kickoff, they kicked it to him and then they were like booing him from the kickoff.
That's very poor form from the Broncos supporters. But do you know what? I probably expected that much from Broncos supporters. I don't know why I would have expected more, but yeah, I think that's pretty bad form. But also, like, does Payne Haas not like winning? Because he's been at the Broncos, like, he's stuck true to them for the last however long, and they've been so shit.
Yeah.
And now they're finally winning games.
They're top four.
And he's like, I want to release.
Yeah, I don't get it.
But then but the reasoning was that he wants to play finals footy or something.
Look,
I don't know the details, but it seems to me like he wants to be not winning because the other option, the offer was like a Tigers offer.
Oh, God. Payne, if you're listening, don't do that.
No, don't do that. I had the little conspiracy theory that he would be coming to Newcastle just because he was sighted at the Cambo the week before. I thought maybe he came down here, maybe he liked the scenery, maybe he fell in love with the Cambo like several of us have.
I think I like this nightclub.
I think this nightclub's worth leaving my current contract for.
Getting booed at home.
The honeys on this dance floor are worth me getting booed by my home crowd.
The honeys, I could just picture that night that, like, we were scouring around.
Oh, God, we are never the honeys.
He definitely wouldn't be coming for that because that was a fucking terrible sight to see. And there's only 3 people in the world who'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Payne Haas not coming to Newcastle. He won't be coming to Newcastle because who's Millie Boyle's honey?
Adam Elliott.
That wasn't him. Adam Elliott. He wasn't on my list, but yes, he also signed with Newcastle, which isn't that a beautiful love story?
Yeah. What came first? Do you think?
What do you mean?
Who do you think signed first, realistically? Like, who knew they were coming first? Or do you think it was like same time? You know what I mean? Do you think he followed her to Newcastle, or do you think she followed him to Newcastle?
Look, I have no idea. You've really put me on the spot. I don't know. Don't really care either.
Neither.
Happy for them. I love that their love blossomed in a restaurant toilet.
Yeah, that's nice to know that those sorts of love still.
That's where my love might come from.
Well, maybe you need to start hanging out in more toilets.
All right. out, I'll start sniffing around. But anyway, that's exciting. He is a good player. He's been playing pretty good for Canberra this year.
He's definitely like not as good as her.
Oh fuck no. She's going to bring glory.
Yeah.
To the Novocastrians.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make a huge impact, but he won't hurt. He
won't
certainly
hurt.
won't hurt.
But yeah, anyway, Payne Haas. That's good.
And that's about it for Payne Haas.
Payne Haas.
Did you have any other specific
I just had one more, and
the thoughts about Payne Haas though, or are we trying?
oh god, no, Payne's.
That's enough?
That's enough about
All right.
Payne. Speaking of Payne's butt, I have another Payne that's come back into my life, into everyone's life. Petrol is fucking through the roof again.
Yes.
Petrol is like $2.09 for E10 pretty much everywhere I look. Except
$2.09
a litre.
for E10.
Yeah.
Where have I been filling up at?
Look, I've been going to, I don't want to call them dodgy servos, but I've been sniffing out the cheapies.
Yeah, mate, I
But
always
like
do.
your big guns of like Woolworths, Caltex. I don't even know if Caltex still exists.
Yeah, there's one in Maxville.
Actually, yeah, there's one at Tomago as well. Ampol. All the big dogs. $2.
Yes, yeah. I'm pretty sure they've taken off the fuel excise, and that's not helping us.
So if anything, if like...
But tip for young players, if you're going through Belmont, you can still get it for $1.85.
I was going to say Metro at Sandgate still around the $80s. Wouldn't be surprised if right now it was up around the $90s.
Yeah, the metros are still lower than the main ones, but they're up. But there's another metro and a Pearl
Yeah.
that have gone in either side of the road of each other at Belmont, and because they're brand
Is
new,
Pearl blue and white?
yeah,
I think there's one at Mayfield.
because they're brand new, I think they're just like,
Come on,
yeah, they're
come
like,
to
quick,
us.
we're cheap. And then before you know it, you're like, oh, wait, I'm going to pull in at Belmont because they've got cheap fuel. And then you get there, it's not any cheaper, and it's the last one before you get to the Central Coast.
Well, that's so funny that you say that because the new Caltex at Tomago that I almost forgot about did the same thing. Dirt cheap petrol, and you're like, this is hot, this is good, this is on my way to work, on my way home, I can just
Yeah.
nip in.
Yeah,
They're rolling with the big boys
Yeah,
now.
yeah. You put your fuel tanks there and you're like, oh no, I'll definitely make it to the cheap servo. I want to hold out because I want that cheap petrol. And then you get there and you're like, this is not cheap anymore. I don't have fuel to get to another servo. I'm stuck.
So I don't know what's going on there, but not happy, not impressed, and I'm disappointed that we have to be talking about this topic once again.
Well, look, if overseas could just like sort out all their dramas and whatever with the whole oil thing, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, if there's anyone in like government or politics that are listening, can you please pass on our concerns to the other countries?
Yeah, that would be great, if possible, please.
That's it for my notable mentions. Did you have anything?
As I said, I didn't
Oh,
have.
yeah,
I
you
never
did say
had
that.
any. So
Do we want to go into the week that was, or do we want to talk about State of Origin?
maybe the week that was, and then
Alright.
we'll go into State of Origin.
Let's.
I don't have heaps to say about the week that was, anyways. To be
No,
honest.
neither. And if you want to know what happened, you're more than welcome to go to NRL.com like we're about to.
I have the scores written down.
All right. What was it? Round 13. Nope, that's now.
12.
Round 12. All right. Storm defeated Manly 28-8.
Unsurprising. Tommy out. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. Storm actually played a lot better, but also I think you made it clear that Manly stink and they're in the bin.
Yeah.
You said that last week?
Yeah, I think we might have said something like that.
I thought it was you. Yeah, so anyway, moving on.
Panthers versus Cows. This was so interesting. I think Cowboys got so up and about for the Storm game, and then Panthers are just too fucking good. Like,
Yeah, Panthers are so hot, it's disgusting.
yeah, ridiculous.
And do you know what shits me? Because obviously we're going into a boring bye week this
I
week.
know.
They versus the Bulldogs, and I'm like, of course they fucking do. Of course they do.
Yeah, why do we get the fucking Raiders? We'll go into it, but like, God.
Of course they get that. Anyway, yep, cool.
Try and test him out. Make him fucking
I'm
have.
just trying to think. What was I working for these games? Because I don't remember watching. I remember watching
You were
the Storm
working
game.
Saturday night shift
Yes.
and Friday night shift.
yeah, Friday, Saturday. So that's
Yeah.
It's all coming back to me. All right, Broncos defeated the Titans 35-24.
This was like Titans were out to a massive start.
Yeah, they ripped in. Jaden Campbell, he played a good game.
And then Broncos just came back really hard. But I feel like this is the same thing that happened as with the Knights because like they just, any other team except for the Knights would have been flogging the Broncos with how they played in the first half, and then they kind of came back. Which is good that they can do that, but also they probably just need to start like learning to switch on
in the first
from the
half.
beginning. I mean, they had no Reynolds, so it's still actually like a pretty good effort. Ezra Mam and what's that other bloke's name? Anyway, Ezra Mam had a good game. His kicking's but he played all right.
Played all right. Again.
Apparently, also that's the the first team to lose a 20-point lead in a season twice. What? Did I say that right?
Yeah, I think so. They got up by 20 and then they managed to
that's
lose.
the second time Titans have done that this season, and it's the first time ever that a team has done that twice in a season. Like let go of a 20-point lead.
Be better.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Be better, guys. But I feel like Titans, kind of like the Knights, they have a habit of like letting other teams come back in.
Yeah, I mean, at least like the problem with the Knights is like they're just so like boring to watch. They've just got like no pizzazz, whereas like Titans are pretty much all pizzazz.
And they're kind of hot too.
Yeah, they are kind of hot.
They've got some hot players.
They're like all pizzazz because they're either scoring tries or letting them in. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's exciting to watch. And we love when games go overs as well because, let's be honest, I love watching tries get scored when I do watch the games.
And we love long try scorer multis to get up.
16-leg ones, actually, in particular. All right, moving on to the boring Knights defeating the Warriors 24-16. This pissed me off because I tipped the Warriors. I think I've officially lost faith in the Warriors.
Yeah, I didn't watch this, but I did tip the Knights.
I actually did watch a little bit of this because I was maybe getting ready for work. And I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves me right, it was kind of like try for try, and look, I could be completely wrong looking at these scores and when they were scored. But anyway.
The hot tip I heard coming out of people that watched that game was that Lockie Fitzgibbon sucks.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I don't have any context around it.
Spread that, guys.
Spread it. That's just what people were saying.
Yeah,
I actually have a funny theory about Lockie Fitzgibbon, but I'll tell you off air because I feel like it's rude.
Write it down so we remember.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, God, another dismal game. Bunnies defeating the Tigers 44-18. Now, this fucked my Margie margin completely.
Fucking same.
Because I'm so over the Rabbitohs. They're up, down. I think it was Alex Johnson's like...
It was Damien Cook's 150th game for the club.
Was it Alex
And
Johnson?
Alex Johnson became the highest...
Point scorer or try scorer.
Points. I don't know.
Congratulations, boys. That is huge efforts from you guys. And
That
obviously
was.
to get the Bickies, that's fantastic. Let's have a look. AJ got a hat trick. Campbell Graham, that's nice that he scored when wasn't in our multi.
Yeah, never scores when we've...
Whenever we've
down.
got him. Cody Walker got a double. He must have been due for a try. Look, I didn't watch this game. I was actually at work. But
Yeah, I was like...
I remember
doing
checking
footy
the
stuff.
scores and being like, because we got a dude that I work with who goes for the Tigers, and I'm like, we're in here.
Well, they were up. Yeah, I was checking the scores. That's all I did because I was like at footy and whatever. But as you will remember last week, or you may not remember, you probably fucking won't actually. But last week I came on here and I said I was tipping the Rabbits, but because we did it so early in the week and I was like yarning to Dad and whatever, and I was a bit sick of the Rabbitohs, I ended up tipping the Tigers, which is fucking annoying because I would have got a perfect round if I hadn't have.
Oh, Petey.
Yeah.
What did your old man go?
Tigers.
Scott.
You dog.
Come on, be better. Look, I still think the Rabbits stink. There's a lot of stinky teams in the comp this year that aren't really pizzazzing. And unfortunately, if the Titans are catching our eye with pizzazz, that's concerning.
Yeah, exactly. Look, all these teams smell, and I've got a blocked nose, and I can fucking smell them all.
Thank God you've got a blocked nose because it fucking stinks over here. Another thing that's really pissing me off, I have bagged the Tigers for as long as I can remember. Start to get a little bit of a soft spot for them.
And they just fuck it
And,
up.
yeah, put my faith in them, and then they go and do something like this. Now, look, am I overreacting? Potentially. potentially. But
Maybe.
let's.
I didn't watch the game, so I have literally no idea about this. But do we think Jock Madden did a better job than Luke Brooks?
Well, as we
I heard he fucking ripped a Ted, and
as we said last week, if we remember, where the fuck did Luke Brooks go? Did he just get dropped? Was he injured? Was he rested?
I think he was injured.
Again, I have no idea. I don't.
Maybe they should rest him
permanently.
Maybe. Look, I didn't watch the game, so this is literally coming from nothing but just me bagging Luke Brooks. But
when we get into like this week's rounds, let's look. I'm going to try my best to watch every single game. I've been slack.
I've got less on this weekend than I normally do.
Is this the long weekend?
No.
Okay. I am working all weekend, but I will.
I'm going to endeavour to watch most of the games.
Let's be accountable. I'll put that in my journal. Watch all the rugby league. All right, game of the round.
How did you feel about that?
I'm grateful that I watched the Tigers play this weekend. Game of the round, Roosters defeating the Sharks 36-16.
How good was it?
So to whoever wrote in last week saying, is the Sharks in the park at the dark, or whatever the fucking stupid saying was that we've been gibbering on with, and we got yous. It isn't true because we broke the curse.
Well, it's true unless you're coming up against throbbers like the Roosters. The Roosters they're their own entity. They break curses. They kind of run on their own sort of fucking...
We're wizards.
Yes.
And I was going to say something dirty, but I won't.
It was also like a team bloody effort. Look at the try scorers from the Roosters. Like, yeah, Tupou got a double, but look at the diversity in positions, in names, whatever.
Love seeing Nat Butcher go over. Now, look, I listened to this on ABC, and this is how dedicated I am to the Chooks. The job that I was doing involves like a spout going into the pots and sucking the metal out. So it makes a horrifying loud noise. It's like for like 4 minutes at a time. So I've got my AirPods in, volume up, because it was getting too hard to watch on KO. Listening to Jared go over, Manu intercept and go over.
Oh, that Manu.
Connor Watson, like literally in the dying seconds, I was just like, oh, you know what? This actually makes working on Saturday night fantastic. Like I had a pep in my step. I was ready to just fucking suck the metal.
It was brilliant. Up the Roosters.
Up the Chooks. Now, from what I can remember, the kickers had an issue with the crossbar. Nico Hines hit the crossbar, Sam Walker hit it twice, and then Momorowski hit it when they were converting, so not entirely sure what was going on there.
Not sure what's going on at the park.
But, look...
It was also nice to see Manu kind of just, like, keep Talakai so easily at bay. Like, I know he hasn't really been ripping like he did that first time, but he didn't even have a chance to against Manu.
Fuck no. He probably was caught up in Manu's eyes and was just, like, mesmerised by him.
Fair enough.
I will say this. I am a terrible punter, as our podcast name suggests. I did get a juicy little win on this game, a couple of try scorers in the line, and cash money coming my way.
Love that.
Would love it if it was the 16-leg multi.
Yeah, God.
All right, where are we? Sunday afternoon, we had the Dragons defeating the Bulldogs 34-24. This looked like a boring game.
Yeah, I went and had a swim at the bars, and then I went to the chemist to get some stuff to put on my scabs instead of watching it.
Look, I didn't watch it either. I was probably watching Game of Thrones.
I did bet that I not physically bet, but Penel was FaceTiming with his friends, and I said, Ben Hunt will go over today, and he did go over.
He did go over, and Blake Laurie got a try too.
Blake Laurie's first try.
So that was fantastic, watching all the boys get around him, especially considering it was like less than, 74th minutes, like, game's nearing, the game's won, and then the big fella goes over. We love to see that.
We do. That's excellent.
Anyway, boring. Last game.
Raiders versus Eels.
Yeah, so Eels won 28-20. Now, again, I came on here last week, if you remember. And
Yeah.
We talk a lot of shit, but I was convinced that the Eels had this pattern where they go win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, and they were due for a loss.
I think you put that idea in the bin.
That idea stinks. That idea is absolute rubbish. Can't trust the Raiders. Eels obviously aren't playing to that pattern, and that well and truly fucked my tips for the week.
Yeah. Yep. Look, Dylan Brown was so fucking good.
Dylan Brown was very good.
And he's so hot.
And you took the words out of my mouth. He is hot. He is good. Look,
I'm just fucking pissed off that the one game I got wrong this week was our margin game, so it completely fucks my margin.
should we quickly have a look at the Chix Leaderboard? Because
Yeah, let's have
I
a
got on
gander.
I got on my fucking high horse last week talking about how sexy my margin was. Now, before we go to the podium, I will just let everyone know I have the second highest margin now.
Is mine the highest?
No, Sian's is.
Oh.
Where are you?
Oh, mine's higher than yours.
Okay, never mind. I take that back.
Mine's a margin.
I literally must do this with like one eye opened when I look at this. All right, I'll go through the podium. I don't think we've had any movement podium-wise. So Liz is Snitch, still in first place. NRL Bell, where are your points?
We're on the same.
Yeah, and then Petey, you're still in third place, equal points. Margin's keeping you away from silver medal.
Yep.
Now, because I was very la-di-da, willy-nilly, a bit of a fucking turd with my tips, I have now drifted to fifth place.
Yeah.
So I've got a bit of groundwork to do.
Yep. I mean, the only comfort you can take is that it's going to be a while before 6th or 7th take over you.
If I get to 6th or 7th, it's game over. It's like I will... God, you won't want to be... If you picked my journal up, you wouldn't want
You wouldn't want to be someone reading my journal
you wouldn't
day.
want to read my journal. Far out.
Come on!
Now, Rihanna, I want to apologise because we thought we were really clever when we were like, Star and Marge, S&M, let's use Rihanna's S&M music for this segment. Every week, the S&M segment's getting harder and harder to come up with, almost to the point where I'm like, do we drop this? Because it's been very hard to find a star these last couple of weeks.
I think we've contracted Rihanna now. I think we need to continue with it, but it does get quite hard.
It does.
Particularly to find stars. We sit here and just think, what is good?
Peter and I stare off outside the window of our studio, and I actually looked over at Peter, who was doing the exact same movement as me. We're both tapping our fingers on our lips going, But anyway, look, I'm going to give my star to my parents this week because they're true blue dinky die, bring home to your mum, good blokes. But they've been looking after my puppy while I've been at work.
Well done.
Which I think low-key that they fucking love it. But yeah, it's been a massive help just to make sure he's looked after while I'm making bank.
Yeah.
So thanks, guys.
Well done. Well done, Tony.
Tone and Tez.
Tone and Tez. My star was that the Wildfires beat East for the first time.
Oh,
so
congratulations.
It's our third year in the comp, and they seem to be like our, like you have that team that just you seem to lose against, and even though like they're probably not as good as other teams. Like they were a very good side, but like, yeah, we just haven't been able to beat them, and we beat them.
You got them. You got the bickies. Who got man of the match?
We don't know. They hadn't calculated it yet.
It's fucking like
they're doing
5 days.
they're doing our points like Dally M's kind of, or like Brownlow's. Like, so halfway through the season they'll do an update and be like, who's in front on the 3-2-1s.
All right. Well.
And then they will stop telling us again, and then at an awards night or something, they'll be like, and the
Exciting.
hoorah was.
Do you get to take someone to the awards night?
Oh, I don't know. Did you want to come?
Yeah, I do actually.
If I'm allowed to bring someone, sure.
Sorry, Pernell.
Well, he's a wildfire anyway. Surely he'll be like allowed to come.
And he can take someone.
Yeah.
So one of yous can take me.
Yeah. You come with me.
Well, before we move on, who did you vote for?
Butsy.
Butsy from
Yeah.
Queens of Warhope, Butsy.
Yeah.
I forgot that she's playing.
Oh, she's having a bloody rip and tear. She's been great value.
Rip Snorter. She was
Yeah.
a fucking gun on the...
Yeah, she's very quick.
Look, if you haven't listened to our Queens of Warhope episode, go back and listen and you'll know all about Butsy. She pretty much ran away with the victory.
Yeah.
She ran away and put the crown on herself.
Yeah. Put the crowns on us.
Put the crowns on us.
But yeah, no, to be fair, they literally like
What was the score?
28-19. They came out and scored a try in the first like 3 minutes, and we were all like,
Oh, here we go.
We weren't even started yet, and I was just like, shit. It's going to be a long fucking day. Like, they were so up and about, and we were like, probably not up and about enough. But we kicked into gear, and it was all good.
The white headgear Captain Magic got
Yeah.
into a groove, started snapping cunts, and
But then we were up by 2 tries, and then one of our girls got yellow carded, and they scored 2 tries. And we were like, fuck. So we were only up by a conversion, and then we scored another try. So I was like,
oh, congratulations, girls. We love to hear that.
Yes.
It's hard to even go into Marge's after hearing a glorious victory like that.
yeah, look, I mean, it was hard to think of one, but I'm glad we went with that.
Look, I'm just going... My Marge is going to, obviously, petrol, because that needs to be better. And just the wind, like, I understand, like, I am accepting that it's winter. It's coming into winter. Like, we know that the seasons change, but the wind just pisses me off. It just makes you irritable, and
I'm very irritable in the wind.
I don't want to go outside. I just got my fucking hair done, like...
You know what I will say, and this is kind of a detour back to my start. I was going to say, and this is something I reflect on a lot. In this kind of weather, I am grateful that I'm not homeless. I often think about, like, last night, did you get like torrential rain for like a good 10, 15? Like absolutely pissing though.
Yes, and shout out to my brother and his partner. I hope you're doing well. They had roof tiles ripped off their roof and a hole in their ceiling.
Oh my goodness.
And that's in Maitland.
Wow.
But yeah, actually, now that you say that, like, this weather, it would be horrible for someone that doesn't have
Imagine
a roof
if you
over
didn't
their
have
head.
a roof over your head and some walls to stop the wind. God, I would
Yeah.
literally lose my mind. I think about that every time we have bad weather. I think, oh God, I'm so glad I have a house.
Yeah, I hope that the homeless people have some shelter that they can find.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Is that your Marge?
No, that was my star, being not homeless.
Might put that
did
in
you
my
finish
journal.
your Marge?
Yeah, just wind and petrol.
Yeah, agree. Wind
Dogs.
is fucked. I'm just going to give it to this fucking lingering sickness that won't piss off and just...
We've
feel
only
like shit.
we've only dealt with COVID for fucking 2 years. 2 lockdowns, 3 needles.
I've
What
had my
was it?
flu shot.
A flu. Oh, I need to get mine tomorrow. Fucking a week's isolation, and now the common cold's like, yo.
Twice in the last like 3 weeks. I think you'll remember I had it fucking not long ago.
You got it really,
This is
really
lingering,
bad.
lingering worse than the other one.
Lingering sickness, lingering colds, lingering fuck off,
Yeah, honestly,
linger away.
linger the fuck away, please.
Yeah, look, if I'm getting sick too, that's terrible because I'm not a very good sick person.
No, neither.
All right, let's talk about round 13. Now, it's a boring bye week, and then we'll quickly touch on the State of Origin teams because that's exciting. State of Origin
Yes.
is coming up. I just thought about our State of Origin party that we had last year.
Oh, yes, good times.
That was a good time. And unfortunately, you're working full time now, so we can't even indulge in 400 beers and Baroccas and homemade pizzas. Not even homemade pizzas, frozen pizzas.
Woolworths pizzas.
That pizza was fantastic.
That was delicious.
All right, Thursday night. So this is, what day is it? It's Tuesday. Yeah, it'll probably come out tonight, but we got oodles of time. Titans versus the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I'm definitely going the Cowboys. Look, they did get pumped last week, but look, the Titans are pizzazzy, or panazzi, or whatever the word is.
A bit of everything.
They're a bit of everything, but yeah.
I think the Cowboys will do it. I
Cowboys.
think they're trying to like prove that they are the good team, even though Panthers beat them. So I think they'll come back.
Look, I don't want to disappoint anyone or whatever, but I think Panthers are going to beat everyone.
Well, you never know. Roosters are coming into form.
Roosters are coming into form, and they've first won the 1st of July, so that'd be fantastic if we could get one over. Speaking of Panthers who beat everyone, Friday, Panthers versus the Bulldogs.
Obviously, the Panthers.
Yeah.
I don't care how many players they have out.
They pretty much have their whole side in the New South Wales team. And
Actually, do Bulldogs have any out?
No, because they stink. They fucking stink.
Yeah,
Panthers smell better than
I still
them.
think Panthers win.
Even though Bulldogs are a dog and they're known for their scent smelling, they stink. So they're in the bin. Saturday, like this is boring. We've only got one game for every day.
What?
But we do get a Wednesday game.
True.
Oh, I'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Okay, where are we? Manly versus the Warriors. Now, Chix, this is our margin game.
Yes. I've got Manly by 8.
I've got Manly by 10. We're always like 2-point differential. I
And
love it.
both of our margins stink.
Oh, speaking of stinks. All right, last one. Raiders, game of the round. Sorry, how could I forget? Raiders versus the Roosters.
Roosters.
Obviously the Roosters. Now, just to throw in something juicy, we've actually put in the state of origin. So obviously New South Wales versus Queensland.
I'm obviously tipping New South Wales.
Same. That would be treason, I think, if we went against that. And
Not appropriate.
I can't stand people that go for Queensland when they're not
From there?
from there.
Oh my God. I know. This is what it actually grinds my gears. I'm like,
Grinds my fucking
you're like,
gears.
it's state of origin, where you were born, where you grew up. That's what you got to do.
Not where you're baptised, not where you're fucking...
Yeah, tell that to Pernell, the Queensland supporter.
Are you kidding?
No.
Wow, well, guess what? I won't be going to the fucking Wildfires Dally-Ms with him because that's fucking blasphemy. All right. I'm flabbergasted by that. Hold on, I need a drink.
I know, we've talked. Wow, look. I know, I've expressed my.
I need a stiff drink
disgust
after
for
that.
it.
That's going in my journal. All right, can I zoom this in? Do you know how to work?
With like this. You know,
No. Oh. All right, can you see that?
yeah.
All right. Do we want to name everyone?
I think we just go through some talking points. I'm sure everyone has looked at the Queensland and New South Wales team list.
If you haven't, it's on NRL.com because that's where we're getting our information from.
Yeah. I think we'll just talk about some like interesting things.
So, obviously, Katoni Staggs is making his debut for New South Wales, which I think is fantastic. He's been playing really well.
He
and
has
he's
been playing really
hot
well.
as fuck.
And he's ginormous.
Ginormous, hot, you know it. I was a bit surprised that Jack Whiten was starting over Stephen Crichton.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was very surprised with that, considering, was it a year ago or 2 years ago when they decided to put Jack Whiten and Clint Gutherson as the centres?
God, I don't remember that.
They did. In one of the Origin games, they had Jack Whiten and Clint Gutherson as the centres, and now Clint Gutherson had one of the all-time terrible games ever. And I think
He
that
stunk.
takes away from the fact that Jack Whiten also had a shocker.
Yeah.
But not as bad as Clint Gutherson. So I personally don't love it because I think he had not a great game there and he's not a centre. I think he would have been better in 14.
Jack Whiten.
Yeah.
That's literally what I was about to say. I'm shocked that Stephen Crichton's form, obviously he's a debutant as well, and Whiten has played in the State of Origin arena. I would have preferred to see Stephen Crichton in the starting side, Jack Whiten or Nico move to 14.
Agree. And that's the thing, and it happens in footy in all different levels, but I hate when people pick a team, like sometimes it works, but like pick a team that is just purely the best players rather than the best players for the position.
Yeah, 100%.
Sometimes I think, but and look, I'm not going to doubt Freddie, but I do think that's an interesting one with Jack Whiten. Stephen Crichton's there in 14. If he's having a shocker, just fucking rip him off and
Take
Crichton.
him off.
It's not a big deal, but I mean, I wouldn't have picked it.
No, look, obviously Freddie didn't listen to anything we said.
One I definitely am excited about, though, and would have picked is Daniel Tupou back into the squad.
Daniel Tupou has been the most underrated player of the last century?
Yeah.
Is that even stretching it or pushing it?
He's
No.
been playing a long time now.
I think he's been playing for a century and he's been fantastic for that 100 years.
I think a decade.
I don't know. We're dribbling on. But look,
I'm glad he's back in. When you think about it, like, I trust Tupou so much. When he's like, when other teams are running at the Chooks, because obviously I'm always watching the Chooks, I'm never worried that he's not going to make a tackle. I'm never worried that he's not going to catch a high ball. Never makes mistakes, touch wood.
He's so sound. Like you said, his defense is always top notch. He can take a high ball like there's no tomorrow. And then on our other wing, we've got Toto, who's like a fucking brick shithouse that's coming at you. Yes, he doesn't have the height advantage, but oh my God, can he truck nut?
It's a nice yin and yang. We've got Tupou there for the just like high balls. We've got Toto there to just drill people.
Foal, FSC. When we're looking at the backs for Queensland, like obviously they've got a good lineup.
Yeah, they're looking a lot better than obviously last year. I think like Selwyn Cobbo and Xavier Coates on the wings is pretty cool. Both pretty young though, so it'll be interesting.
Be interesting to see.
They're both in form, so
yeah, they've both been playing really well. Look, I'm going to be honest because we're honest on here. I think Reece Walsh was a better pick over Ponga. Ponga might go out and play his heart out and have a rip snorter. I hope he doesn't, but he might. Yeah. I honestly think Reece Walsh is a better fullback.
In terms of form, I think Reece Walsh is playing better than Kalen Ponga. However, I do understand that they've got the argument that Kalen Ponga went to Origin and fucking killed it. Like, he really did. And, you know, and it could be that Kalen is just around shit players at the night. And he's not very good at just doing an individual performance. So maybe when he's around other people that are really good, he'll play better.
Like Munster and Cherry Evans. Like, I think their halves are good. I really do. I think they're a good halves pairing. But
it's interesting, isn't it? Because obviously, like, if you look at the lineups, I think Teddy's obviously you would pick him over Ponga. I would pick Toto over Cobbo.
If you're picking an Australian side from this.
Yeah, I would pick Staggs over Valentine Holmes. But I would obviously pick Dane Gagai over Jack Whiten.
Yeah, look, Gagai in their side is a big in for them. Like, he fucking goes to a new level.
I'd pick Tupou over Coates.
Yeah, look. But
Munster, you would pick him definitely over Luai.
Only from experience, I think.
Or you'd pick him. Cameron Munster's a freak. Luai is good, but he's not like Cam Munster level.
But when him and Cleary come together, they...
Yeah, and that's the thing. You'd pick Cleary over Cherry Evans any day.
Cleary's fucked.
Yeah, the other notable mention about the backs is obviously that Adokar has missed out. He's been in the squad like forever now. And a few people have said that. But I actually think it's kind of the risk you take by going and taking... going to a shitter club.
But that's like Matt Burton as well. Like, he could potentially have come in and...
100%. You know, you go and it sucks for Matt Burton because he's actually not on good coin, but Adokar would be on really good coin at the Dogs, and that's what you get the better coin of going there, but you run the risk of not getting selected in these things because you're out of form and you don't really get to shine. So,
but I think he's come out and he's like, he's going to play his dick off for the next couple of weeks and hopefully
Has he been not...
Again, I don't
it's
really...
Has he been not trying lately?
He mustn't have been, obviously. All right, let's look at the forwards real quick.
I think it's mostly pretty expected.
I was going to say, is that the same?
Rather than
other than Cam Murray coming back early.
Yeah.
Which could...
I think if he's healthy, it'll be good.
Tarek Sims as well.
Yeah, I know. I guess he played so well last year. Like, I can understand why they decided to keep him in the squad, but...
Who do you rate over Cook or Hunt in the hooker role?
Look, Cook is definitely a better player, I would say, but Hunt ripped so hard in Origin last year.
It's fucking oath he did. Reginald over in the corner. Ruben Cotter as well. He's
good on him. Debut. How good.
So that's good.
Yo is obviously just like such a gun in 13 though.
Yo?
I like that they've decided to put Hunt starting over Harry Grant.
Well, I think he's probably earned it a bit more. And if worse comes to worse, if something falls apart in the halves, obviously he can play in the halves and then Harry Grant can come in or just give Hunt a spell.
And then let Harry Grant just come on as like an impact player.
But Harry Grant played bloody in the halves like 2 weeks ago for the Storm, so who knows what Billy's like.
I just don't know why. And like, look, I haven't been watching a heap of Harry Grant lately, but for some reason I just like don't actually see him as a player that can play a whole 80 minutes effectively. And I don't... Has he been doing that lately?
I don't think so. He played 7 the other day, maybe.
I just think like... I feel like he I don't know. I just don't see him as... I feel like he's an impact player in my head, and I don't see him as like an 80-minute player.
Maybe we do ourselves some homework.
Watch the games this week.
I don't think they're playing,
Or
actually.
true. Next week.
So don't watch that. Next week, we'll do ourselves some homework. We'll watch Harry Grant very closely.
Yeah. See if he starts to get gassed.
And we'll go from there. All right, we'll have a quick look at the interchange. Obviously, as we mentioned, Harry Grant, Stephen Crichton in the 14 roles. We've got some big boys coming off the bench. Liam Martin, Regan Campbell-Gillard, Ryan Madison,
Yeah.
which is exciting.
That's an interesting one, but good on him.
Good on him. Lindsay Collins, woo, Pat Carrigan, and Jeremiah Nanai.
Cool for Nanai. God, I just tried to throw the microphone across the room. Cool for Nanai to make his debut. He's a gun, so I feel very excited for him. And it's cool that he's just not in like the extended squad because he's 18.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant he was 18th man. I was like, no, he's
No,
not.
he is 18 years old.
Yeah, no, that's massive.
Freaky.
But look, congratulations to all the debutants that are ripping in on June 8th, is it?
Yeah, what's the date today? No.
31st. Look, it could be June 8th. You might have to check that out for yourselves. But if it is, spread it, watch it, and go the Blues. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Not
Want to talk
really.
about them or nah? That'll be exciting. All right. Shall we finish it off? Now, we actually did do a Penthouse Multi this week.
Yes. It was obviously a little bit shorter, maybe a bit of a cheaper...
My hair's so freaking soft.
God, I'm throwing the microphone. Krebs just tried to chuck her headphones. It'll be shorter. It'll be for like a less expensive penthouse this week, but fucking whatever.
But still, get on it.
Get on it.
And apologies for not doing one last week. We forgot.
I actually remembered like late in the week, but like it was just a bit of an like it was a bit of a that's gonna be really hard to do, and I was getting sick, so I was like,
And I was probably at work.
yeah. Look, we're not. I don't actually have to justify it to you guys.
Look, we're back. We've got one.
We're doing one this week, all right?
So get on this one. All right, game one. We're going Cowboys head to head. Peter Huku, anytime.
In the second game, we got Panthers 13+, and Taylor Made scored 2 or more tries.
Fuck yeah. Ola Kawatu anytime and Rocco Berry anytime because he has a cool name.
He does have a cool name, and I heard a thing the other day saying he's only played like 20 games of rugby league in his life, not NRL.
So
like
hopefully his
rugby
21st
league.
game he scores a try.
He must be a union player. I'm not sure. Anyway, fourth game of the round. Roosters head-to-head into Kevin Nguama, anytime try scorer.
And then we've put a little bonus one on there because we love you guys so much. New South Wales head-to-head with Teddy, captain's knock anytime. Petey, what does that get
you?
us?
$2,438.43.
Woo!
We love it.
We love it. So, yeah, put however much you want on that. We don't care.
But do it responsibly.
Obviously do it responsibly. And if anyone wants to sponsor this segment, Sportsbet, reach out.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's... Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Peter, I think that's it for the week. Up the chooks. Obviously, we have to play in this boring bye round. I wish you nothing but health and happiness and a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
For the rest of the week.
And I wish that you don't get sick.
Thank you. I fucking wish for that too. All right, guys. Everyone have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week.
And I heard.
All I do is win, win, win.